Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. For anyone new to this video, because of the title, I've never really made any LEGO content before. I'm a Mega Bloks guy through and through, have been for 14 years, but this caught my attention in a way that I really just wanted to talk about. I'm just picking up this story for the first time, but it's something that I think needs to be amplified to as many people that are willing to listen. Being like a Mega Bloks channel, I just have always seen LEGO as inherently the bad guy, obviously, because they're the one that's literally just suffocating Mega Bloks all around. You can talk about like how LEGO apparently has deals with supermarkets and toy stores to basically dedicate the majority of the toy aisle to LEGO and not allow any competitors to be in the same aisle. There's a ton of anti-consumer practices that LEGO are clearly doing. It seems to me that they're also trying to bury their own community. BrickLink is a staple of the LEGO community, particularly in countries that don't have LEGO, stores or even licensed stores to sell LEGO. These kind of online services are essential, and if these services don't exist, the amount of counterfeit product just goes through the roof. Let's, without further ado, have a look at the screen here. So the story today concerns BrickLink and the fact that it seems to have just been nuked overnight in 35 countries, which is crazy. And I'll go into all the detail that I can about why this is just absolutely absurd. And I'm trying to get more information, but it seems like LEGO didn't really even give an explanation. A quick little bit of history about BrickLink, because I'm not that familiar, but apparently BrickLink was started by Dan Hazek, a computer programmer, and he passed away and it went to somebody else, and then eventually it was acquired by the LEGO group. So BrickLink is owned by LEGO, at least from surface level. It was acquired for an undisclosed amount, which is always a bit sus. And yeah, overnight, right, November 21st, and it's developed more and more. Like, a lot of these posts are quite recent. I think a lot of the news is just coming out that they have suspended operations in 35 countries. So BrickLink is, for a lot of people, the only way to get minifigures, parts, and sets, right? If you browse, there are just a crazy amount of sets being sold. And this is a main way that a lot of people will, have a side hustle or their main income. A lot of people are buyers and sellers as a full-time job. And you can start to talk about scalping as a separate topic, but in terms of what people can do, buying huge listings and separating them, cleaning them, 100% completing sets, reselling them. It's a great side hustle for a lot of people, and it provides a great service for a lot of people. A lot just want to buy a single Barabot action figure, and they can find it. And it also provides a ton of really cool information about sets and product codes and all that kind of stuff, which for the Mega Bloks community, I wish we had. I get recommended on a weekly basis to try and set something up as a community member, as a community lead, to try and set something up like this. And I could not even begin to fathom the amount of hours gone into this kind of database. It's unbelievable, and it's something that LEGO weren't going to do on their own, but then bought, from what I can understand, bought it once it was a well-established thing, and now obviously make a good amount of money. I assume from commissions on this website. There's also a designer program, which is pretty cool. So you can actually bring sets to life. I think like it's a wholly positive experience. And again, if you are a country like, for example, Brazil, because that's going to come up in this story, if you're a country like Brazil, maybe this is the only way to acquire LEGO in your country. Maybe it's the only, like, particularly if you're in small South American countries, it might be the only opportunity you have to actually buying LEGO. So it came as a shock to a lot of people that supposedly overnight, it seems, 35 countries were terminated. So this is LEGO's doing, right? This is a LEGO business decision, which they really don't seem to have given much actual reasoning behind. From what I can understand, they terminated in the Philippines in May of this year because of an issue with taxing, which they say it's in response to the local tax collection requirements in the country that the company was unable to comply with. I have no idea how LEGO as a company is unable to comply with anything. I feel like they just have unlimited power over the market to be able to comply with this. But again, I don't know blank about blank. I'm just trying to piece things together here. But the big hit, right, is all of these countries, including Vietnam, all of these countries that have been terminated overnight. So it's really crazy. I first came across the news through this Tips and Bricks. I'll definitely follow for this story. Below is the map distribution. It's crazy. So here's a list of the BrickLink stores that will be shut down. And I always I've been buying and selling as part of my business model for many years. So I empathize hugely with this struggle, because you have got tons of okay, this is the list of BrickLink stores that will be shut down. Because this is not Lego selling to consumers. This is individuals. This is these are just random people. So let's find out, how does BrickLink make money? Does Lego take commission? BrickLink makes money primarily through sales fees charged to sellers on each order, with the fee being a percentage of the total sale price. So it was a no-brainer for Lego to pick this up and dominate it, right? Because it's just free money for them. What, they have to host the website, and maybe there's some buyer protection involved. But yeah, these are independent. Every single number you see here with a line, they are an independent seller who probably has this as their full-time job, I would assume, or even a side hustle. I mean, money is harder and harder to come up by these days. Sometimes people need a few side hustles to get by. Can you imagine if you're supporting your family through this, which I think is a pretty reasonable assumption, and then suddenly you're wiped out? That's 59 stores in Brazil. What's another big hitter? We've got 32 stores in Indonesia, 30 in the Taiwan region. It's pretty brutal, man, honestly, and something that just seems to be so unnecessary. Many BrickLink stores ship internationally. That's also fair. Buyers from 35 countries will lose the ability to order from any store worldwide. Oh, they lose access to ordering as well. Man, that just seems so unreasonable. I just think, to me, any anti-consumer practice on behalf of these massive companies is always completely unreasonable. We had a huge blow last year when Mega Bloks, so Mattel Toys, deleted both the online internet archive of Halo Mega Bloks and the online forums, and it was clearly just a cost-cutting measure. And I just think that's so egregious. Even if Lego were making a negative on this somehow, even if it was a loss leader in the industry is something that you lose money on to gain more money, right? Amazon ships Alexas at a net loss per unit because they get to bug your house and have you order things and subscribe to Alexas and whatever. Same with Ring doorbells, right? You have to subscribe to the model. So even if you're losing money at first, you gain money elsewhere. If Lego is losing money, say in Brazil, for some reason this is losing their money, it's going to gain them money long term by the amount of Brazilian fans that are introduced to this. And I'll get into that in a second. It is impossible to remain silent at the fact that Lego's absurd decision to shut down BrickLink for retailers and consumers in 35 countries. If you want to read this, just pause and take a minute, because the Lego community in Brazil seems to be one of the main leaders in this plea. Here we have Brickers Official, also give them a follow, and yeah, just a map of all these places that got decimated overnight. It's really brutal. Rebuild the world, they say. Absolutely, it's just not acceptable behavior. And apparently another massive blow is to Ukraine. So we had no official Lego store, we had no Pick a Brick, and now the only platform that still allows us to buy specific parts for mocks, projects, creativity, and community growth is being taken away from us. It just seems wrong, and it also seems crazy that BrickLink literally seems to have just put out a statement and not really given any justification whatsoever. It just says, no longer able. Review this decision regularly, which is why I'm making the video. I have pending orders, what will happen. So starting December 12th, you won't be able to place any orders, and you won't be able to access your wanted list. It's just crazy. It just seems like a really anti-consumer, evil decision. And maybe BrickLink is taking the blow for this, and it's actually a pressure from Lego directly. I'm not sure, but it's crazy that Brazil is a huge market in that list, and they've been wiped out overnight. I just think it's really unacceptable behavior. I'm just using my platform in the best way I can to bring attention to this. And we can talk about how Lego kind of is just falling into this realm of absurdity with their pricing and their anti-consumer practices. You know, we can talk about the $1,000 Lego Death Star as much as we want, but like this to me is far more egregious than any price hike imaginable, because you have just axed not only like independent stores overnight, you've axed local businesses overnight, you've axed like a lot of people, you know, it's a lot, with the war going on in Ukraine, like sometimes you forget that it is just an economy, and there's just a lot of people just living there and trying to live a happy life, and this is BS to be taking that away from them for whatever reason. I mean, it's the crazy thing about it is they've literally not really even seemed to give any real answer. Yeah, I mean, they've just gone along with business as normal, just posting an update, and that's it. So I guess if you wanted to get involved, go follow these pages and go voice your concern. Go to the new BrickLink post and voice your concern. And if you have any more information, if you have some insights, do let me know. I'm just trying to use my voice to highlight this, because I think it's unacceptable. And, you know, I've been to a lot of these countries before. They're beautiful communities. They deserve to have the same access to resources that we do. That's simple as. So shout out to you all. Back to Megablocks content in 2 days' time. See you soon.